What's going on, everybody? Texas Triple Tapper here, bringing you guys another gun review. This is my first Walther, so I'm pretty stoked about it. This is going to be the Walther PPQ 22LR Tactical. Just picked this up a few days ago. Haven't shot it yet, but I plan on excuse me, doing that today. So let's go ahead and get it open here. It's kind of got a little push-pull tab thing on here. So we got the case. There's some little adjustment tools in here. I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit. Some little adjustment tools for the barrel, and I'll show you that in a minute. Of course, your lock sticker from Bud's Gun Shop. That's where I got it from. I got a sweet deal on it. It was like 300 bucks, brand new. Some other information, and now the pièce de résistance, the weapon itself, Walther PPQ 22LR. Right off the bat, what's really cool about this is it comes with 2 magazines. I know a lot of manufacturers are kind of getting cheap in that regards, but 2 magazines is I mean, I think that should be at least the standard. But the other cool thing about it is I have I think a Sig Mosquito. I had an M&P 22. I don't remember what the capacity was for the M&P, but I know my Sig Mosquito was 10. These bad boys will hold 12 plus 1 in the pipe. So you've got 13 rounds of 22 firepower. I don't want to hear any bullshit about 22 being a weak round. I've talked about that in other shows. So and I always say it, this round is more lethal. It's lethal further out than 99% of you guys watching this can shoot. So enough of that. The other thing that's really cool about this gun is the handle. I've talked about the handle and the way that a gun fits in my hand in some of my other posts and some of my other videos, and I know some of you guys with bigger hands or even smaller hands can relate. A gun has to feel good in order for me to shoot it well. There's some like the Glock 43, the Glock 43X. They just don't quite fit my hand well. I hate it when my pinky has to kind of hang off. Or I also don't like it when I'm having to use the magazine as part of the room for my pinky. It's just not a comfortable, you know, thing for me. This is not a large gun. I think the barrel's 4.3 inches. It's very lightweight, very well made. The slide serrations are nice and aggressive, but not uncomfortable. Same thing with the handle. There's some moderately aggressive stippling, and even here on the sides it's got some kind of bumps and grooves, if you will. Most of the time they're just on the front where your fingers sit, but this actually wraps around to the side. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit and show that a little more. So I actually really like that. Again, for me, it goes back to just straight up ergonomics of the pistol. It does not have a safety, which I'm really indifferent about those. Doesn't really bug me at all. It does have the Ambi slide control, which is really cool, whether you're a lefty or a righty, and it just can flip up or flip down with the thumb. I'm going to try to show it. If I could turn my hand, see my thumb gets it, and I can engage it with my thumb as well. So I really like that. It comes with a threaded barrel. So let me go back to this little tool here. This little screw, let me zoom in a bit. This little wrench, there's 2 little divots in the barrel, and you kind of hear it kind of lock and click like you did, and you just turn that, and then this little separate piece, this whole piece right here will come off, and so that's how you likely have to get it off to clean it. I haven't cleaned it yet. Like I said, I haven't shot it yet, but likely that's how it would, because the slide would probably go forward, that's how it would come off. So that's how you get it on and off. It does have a plastic guide rod, which I don't like, and I don't know off the top of my head if my Sig Mosquito has a plastic guide rod or a metal guide rod, but not a big fan of plastic guide rods. Any other gripes? The trigger. The trigger is interesting. It's got kind of like that little Glock kind of pre-trigger, I call it, and then when you pull it in, there's a lot of, I'm gonna try to zoom in for this. There's a lot of movement. If you can see, here's this little part, but then now I'm actually on the trigger. It's got a ways to move before I actually hit that wall, and that wall there, so now I'm at the wall and it breaks. So it's got a nice audible break, nice clean. But the reset on it is a little more interesting. The reset on it, it's not very audible or tactile for that matter. So when I'm aiming and I'm coming in, there it was. I could barely feel it. I couldn't hear it. Now it'll break again. So I do think the trigger could be better. But I mean, you know, keep in mind it is a $300 pistol, so I'm not expecting, you know, match grade quality. As I said, I haven't shot it yet. Don't know how it shoots. It's got a little plain old little white dot front sight. The back sights are blacked out, and I actually kind of like that. It helps my eyes focus better. I may look into putting a different front sight on it if I can. I may not be able to. It looks like it might be fixed, or I might just use some, you know, neon red or some kind of nail polish just to make this stand out a little bit better for my eyes. I've done that on some of my other guns. You guys have seen in the videos. I've used red nail polish on some of my Berettas and other stuff. But all in all, really like the gun. It doesn't have, I mean, the bore axis is, I mean, maybe a little bit high, but I mean, it still feels so good in the hand. I've got a good index on it, and it just fits my hand so well. The other thing I like about it is you'll notice here is the magazine release. It is on the side like most weapons. A lot of the European manufacturers, Walther, H&K will do that sometimes. They'll put the mag release somewhere around in here. I think it's called a heel release. And I mean, I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of experience with those. Most of the weapons that I buy have just this, you know, thumb safety over here. And you can look on the forums, you know, there's pros and cons to each. Some people say, well, you know, the heel release is going to make you less prone to accidentally hitting the thumb release as it sits kind of on the side there. I mean, I've been shooting guns since I was a little kid. My father, you know, started off with little 22 and, you know, Ryder BB guns and all that. I've never accidentally hit the mag release on a pistol. Not saying it's impossible, especially if one were to find themselves in a combat type situation. You know, when your adrenaline starts pumping, you know, who knows what the hell you might do. But for me personally, I like the little mag release on the side. I believe it is Ambi. You can switch it. It looks like you can. So like I said, all in all, I mean, I really like this pistol. I think I paid $316 for it out the door, shipping and everything, plus of course the FFL transfer, which was like 20 bucks or something. So I mean, other places have this listed for, you know, starting at, you know, well above $400, you know, the $400 to $450 range, but I got it for a little over $300. So, and the other ones, I believe some of them had a shorter barrel. It was a 4-inch barrel instead of the 4.3, which, like I said, this one just fits me perfectly. It's even got a little Picatinny style rail here, so you can put a tack light or a laser or something on it. So this gun is pretty feature rich for 300 bucks. And again, I keep saying it, it's just comfortable. It's really, really comfortable. I can't wait to get out to the range and shoot it. Even the feed ramp in here, while it's not, it is polished, but I mean I could clean it up just a tiny bit. But I was chambering some rounds earlier and I had no issue. So we'll see how that goes once I get to the range. I don't know if you guys saw my other video where I kind of talked about, you know, would you trust your life? Would you use a 22LR pistol as your everyday carry? And I honestly, I'm hoping maybe this one will be the game changer, as I just haven't found one that is reliable enough for me to trust my life and the life of my family and, you know, my dogs or even just my shit. You know, no, a lot of people say, oh, it's just a wallet, it's just a this. No, bullshit, that's my wallet. You know, I happen to have a Louis Vuitton wallet, and, you know, not to brag, but, you know, I fucking work for that. That's mine. I'm damn sure not going to just give it over to some freaking scumbag. I'm just not going to do it. Not without a fight. And I know some things can be replaced. I do know that, but to me, like I said, it's just principle. You know, I work for it. You didn't. You're not gonna get it from me without a fight. That's just me. Pardon my digression. But you know, back to the Walther. You see here, it's got the little thread cap here on the end. It has a nice little threaded barrel for a suppressor. The suppressor I have, it is a Silencer Co. Osprey Micro. It's a very interesting suppressor, and you guys may have seen it on some of my other weapons. I have it on my Beretta ARX 160, and absolutely love it. It's a sweet little can. Only issue is that you have to time it with shims, and you have to have a like an adapter kit. It won't thread on just like this. You have to put this adapter because the hole on the thing is massive compared to this. So it takes an adapter, then you put it on there and time it and put shims and all this other kind of stuff. So it can be kind of a pain in the ass, but it's really sweet because it doesn't hang up above your sights. It doesn't obscure your sight picture, and you don't have to have suppressor height sights like with my Silencer Co. hybrid suppressor. So anyway, I'm looking forward to getting this bad boy out to the range. I'll have some footage of that. We'll see what she does, but so far I'm impressed with kind of the fit and finish and the way the gun feels. So thanks for tuning in, guys, as always. I really appreciate all the support of the channel. I did publish a book not too long ago. It's not related to guns, but I wanted you guys to be aware. As you guys know, on my channel, I kind of do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I love the gun stuff. I do the medical stuff and some how-to videos. But I did publish a book called The Way of All Flesh. I'll put a link down in the description below. It's like $5.99 on Amazon. It's a book about hospice and kind of what you can expect if you have a loved one or a friend, or, you know, maybe in the past you had that same experience and, you know, you really didn't know where to turn to for answers. And, you know, I am a registered nurse, but I tried to put it in layman's terms so that everybody could really understand it. So please go and check that out. I do donate 10% of all the profits and the proceeds to various charities. One that I really like is Wounded Warrior Project. I'm a veteran myself. Luckily wasn't wounded, but also like the ASPCA, and there's another one, K9s for Warriors. I'm a big fan of that one as well. So just know that part of the money will be going for very worthy causes. So enough selling. Thank you guys again for watching. Until next time, Texas Triple Tapper, out.